It's whatever, James mumbled, washing the evening's dishes, scraping away the meal she barely touched. That phrase had become the bane of his existence. He had a visceral reaction whenever she said it, which was often. She was a smart girl. She had a great vocabulary. He'd read to her nightly since she was an infant. Surely she could better articulate her thoughts. She's a teenager, James reminded himself. They're famous for eye rolls and monosyllables. Allison would have known how to handle this. Being a single parent sucked. Help raising a daughter aside, what he really yearned for was commiseration. He would have given anything to share a knowledge glance with his wife when their daughter put headphones in at the dinner table, or to have someone squeeze his hand, reminding him she'll grow out of it when she stomped back upstairs without offering to help clean up. When she was little, he would return from work and she would talk his ear off about anything and everything. A fall she'd taken, a thought she had, explaining a picture she'd drawn of a parrot that looked more like a horse, so she added some chickens. God, he missed those days. Now, everything boiled down to, it's whatever. How was school? I don't know. It's whatever. Are you dating anyone? It's not. It's whatever. He did what parents swear they'll never do. How could he not? He loved his daughter and there was essentially a manual to her mind sitting upstairs waiting to divulge answers. So, he opened a diary. He flipped to an entry randomly. It was about a concert they'd try to go to, only to find the tickets James bought were for the night before. He'd been so disappointed in himself for letting them down. But Allison had taken blankets out of the trunk and laid them on the hill next to the venue. They'd ordered Chinese and had a picnic to the sounds of the live music. The diary entry ended. Best concert ever. Tears filled his eyes. He went back to the start and read through entry after entry. Good times they'd celebrated together, and hard times they'd gotten through together. The last entry had his name written at the top, as though it were addressed to him. James, if you're reading this, it usually means you've regressed again. I know how hard this is. I had to move on and I hope that one day you'll too. Hannah died, James. I'm so sorry. Please call me. Allison. James fumbled for his phone. All he could do was follow the instructions. Allison's phone was disconnected. Hanging up the phone, he noticed his hands, wrinkled and veiny, riddled with liver spots. An old man's hands. He looked up to see his daughter smiling at him from the doorway. He didn't ask what was going on. How could this be? What this was? He already knew. It's whatever.